Welcome back to Remote Learning Week 6. So this week we're doing things a little bit differently real quick so we can get into our activity. I am giving you 3 options today. So I am giving you the option of doing a basketball lesson, which you can use any ball for, it doesn't have to be a basketball. We are doing juggling, which this video is, and then also a yoga flow. Okay, so it is a yoga flow learning the basic sun salutation flow. Okay, so if you are going to be tagging along and doing juggling today for your lesson, there's just a couple things that you need that is around your household. Okay, so one thing that you can use, okay, for juggling, since we're not in school and we don't have certain juggling materials, you can use 3 plastic bags. Okay, and then also 3 tissues. So choose which one that you want to juggle with. Personally, I think the plastic bags are a lot easier because they stay in the air more, but if you're finding more success with the tissues, go for it, okay? So, what we are going to do first is you are just going to grab either one tissue or one plastic bag. Okay, so I'm going to move back a little bit just so you can see. Okay, so juggling is working on hand-eye coordination, also reaction time, speed. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on in this first activity. What we are going to do is I'm going to show you how to grab the plastic bag or your tissue. Okay, so when I throw my object up, sometimes for juggling, a really professional juggler or someone that knows how to juggle will keep it going and their hands are facing up, their palms are facing up. For this one, you're going to find more success just learning the basics of juggling if you use a crab claw. Okay, so you can see that I'm grabbing the object like this. So if I'm holding it, I grab my object with a crab claw. Just makes it easier for the plastic bag so it's not falling onto your hands and you're trying to balance it. Okay, so for the first activity, what you're going to do with your dominant hand, okay, so I'm right-handed, I'm going to do it in my right hand first. I'm just going to throw it up and grab it. Okay, so just throw it up and practice with your crab claw. So you do that about 5 times, and then after you do it 5 times, switch to the other hand. Okay, so I'm going to practice with my non-dominant hand. And you tell me why it is important to make sure that we are practicing with both hands. Okay, so think about it. All right. All right, if you got the answer, great. Let me know on your Google Doc, but also is called the escalator. So, the escalator, you can start with 2 bags. Okay, we're not going to get to 3. So you have 2 bags and they're open, and they're in the same hand. Okay, so I'm going to throw with this hand. This one only requires 1 hand. So, just like an escalator goes up and down, that's how the bags are going to go. Okay, so I start to throw one up. Okay, and I use my claw to grab it. Now, my hand got stuck on the handles again. So, I'm going to try to, let's see, if I can tie them and that'll work. It might not. Alright, we're going to try again. Ready? Here we go. Throw up 1. Alright, and the key to this is to throw the bag higher than the one coming down. Okay, so you can see I'm throwing it higher than the one coming down. Right, and that'll allow you time to throw it up and grab the other one and throw that up again before it falls down. Right? It is a little hard, it is a little tricky, but I want you to, after you demonstrate it and do it on your right hand, I want you to try to do it on your left hand as well, or vice versa, depending on which one you started with. it is to build strength. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're able to do it on both sides of your body. If I just practice on my right side, do you think my left side would be as strong with juggling? No. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're practicing with both sides just to build up that strength. All right, now I'm going to teach you something called the box. Okay, so I have an imaginary box right here. Okay, you can't see it because I didn't draw it, but imaginary box. Now, for my box, the most important corners are the top two. Okay, so the bottom is just there for support, but I need the top two corners. Okay, those are going to be my markers. Okay, so say the plastic bag is in this hand. Okay, what I want to do is I want to throw it to the opposite corner. So notice how my finger is going on a diagonal. So if I throw it up, throw it to the opposite corner, and my opposite hand catches it. Okay, so we're just going to practice that with one of the bags right now. Okay, so I'm going to throw it out with my opposite hand and catch it. Okay, now you need to make sure that you're tracking it with your eyes. Okay, so if I look right here, the only reason that I was able to do it is because I'm looking at myself in my camera right now. But if I look at the bag and I watch my hands and eyes, hand-eye coordination, okay, you'll see that I'm constantly being able to grab the bag. All right, so practice this a couple of times. Do about 10 on each side. All right, if you have to pause the video to practice, do that. So I'll do it along with you. All right, because the next step, we're going to be adding one more bag in, doing the same exact thing. Okay, so it gets a little tricky, right, but you're going to have time to practice it, don't worry. I promise you, you will leave this lesson knowing how to juggle a couple objects. Okay, now, I have trouble juggling apples or hard objects. I can really only do something that floats in the air, but juggling is a lot of practice. Okay, so there's multiple. So we are going to be getting into the next drill, which is using two bags. Okay, so I still have my box, and I still have my two corners. Now, notice how I'm crumbling up like this. Since I'm having trouble with grabbing them in the air with a denser object, I'm going to make sure my bags are completely open. If it is easier for you, say you have experience in juggling or you're just picking up on it really quickly, what you can do is you can put them more together to make them denser so they won't float in the air as long. They're not getting as much air inside the bag, okay? But I'm going to start out right now with them open. Okay, so I'm still using my imaginary box, but it's getting a little harder here because I have an extra bag in the equation. So what do you think I need to do with the bag in the other hand when I go to catch the first bag I throw? Okay, so watch real quick. I'm going to demonstrate it and then I'll explain it. All right, tell me what I did there. So watch again real quick. So I have it. I'm going to start with this hand by throwing it. All right, so the trick is I'm still watching my bags the entire time. Okay, I'm just switching back and forth. So when I throw this bag up, I want to make sure that as it hits my top of my corner of my box, I throw the other one. Okay, so set a point for yourself. So when my bag gets up here, I throw it. Okay, up, I throw it. Up, I throw it. So knowing when your bag is at the top of the box, like I was just saying up, that's when I know to throw my bag. Okay, so up, and throw it. Okay, up. All right, so practice that a couple of times. So throw up, up. Okay, keep practicing it. I'm going to practice it with you, just so I can get a little better at it. That stayed in the air really long. Okay, keep practicing. Now, if you want to try to challenge yourself, okay, crumble them up a little bit. Okay, notice how it goes a lot faster on the way down. Okay, it doesn't float in the air as long. All right, awesome. Practice it about 5 to 10 more times, okay, on each side, just to practice it. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of determination to keep going. Throwing with, okay, the hand that you are starting with. So I'm going to start with this hand. This hand will have the 2 bags in it, okay, or the paper towels or the tissues, okay. The hand that is waiting to throw only has 1. So we are still using our box and we're still using our corners, right? You can still say your keyword when it touches the top of the corner so you know to throw it, all right? So I'm going to try it. Ready? All right, so let's try it. So I'm going to show you how to do it first. So you throw it up. You need to make sure that you have wide arms, okay? So I got about 7, okay? Now, having wide arms in an open space will allow you to throw the bags at different ways, okay? So let's try it again. Ready? We'll throw it up. And see, I messed up on that one. And that is okay, all right? I'm going to keep practicing. So keep practicing with me. And if it's too hard, go back down to 2 bags and practice that. All right, here we go. All right, sometimes it does get stuck on your finger because they are plastic bags and they have openings and they're going to get stuck. Okay, so keep trying, keep going. All right. See, mine got stuck on the handle. Okay. So, all I want you to do is just try to keep practicing with the plastic bags. Okay, the last one that I am going